Cohen here, broker uptown, serving New York City for the past decade. And I want to go through how we prepare for your final walkthrough of your apartment. This is usually done about a day before or morning of your closing date. And I want to cover what we are going to be inspecting, what we're looking for as we fulfill this final walkthrough. And I think big picture, what we want to do is ensure that from the moment you sign that contract to when you're closing, that you're basically in the same state. The apartment hasn't fundamentally changed. There aren't huge repairs that need to happen, okay? We're trying to ensure that continuity from contract signing to closing. And, typically about 30, 60, sometimes 100 days have passed. Okay, the existing owner probably moved out over that period. So we want to just make sure that there aren't new overwhelming scratches or holes in the wall, and basically go through a checklist to ensure that everything is in good working order. That's typically what you'll see in these contracts in New York State, is that everything should be in good working order. So getting into it, one thing I will do is go through the contract and pull out some snippets of the deal terms in order to have something to go back to. And with that, we're going to be pulling out certain items that might have been problematic at the time, that there was the expectation that they would be repaired. So just looking at this example, I wrote, let's pay particular attention to the HVAC repairs and replaced bathroom vanity, right? These were promises that the seller made to the purchaser, and they were outlined in the contract. So replacing the bathroom sink vanity, replacing the inoperative stove cooktop burner knobs, which we caught on our walkthrough before they signed the contract, repairing the faucet leaks at the kitchen sink, servicing the tub so that it's not sluggish and that the water drains, right? So we want to go back to anything that we pointed out previously that we were expecting to be repaired, and just refresh the client, refresh yourself the night before, just so you say, okay, these are the things I need to pay attention to. Okay, what we do with everybody, okay, because sometimes these examples aren't relevant to the purchase, is we're bringing a charger and checking all outlets, right? We want to make sure those are working. Light fixtures should be working. All appliances usually should be in good working order. Okay. Checking the floor for any new scratches, running the water, making sure you're getting hot water, cold water. Okay. A lot of these things can be addressed by talking to the managing agent and having them, or having the super go and repair it. But those are nice things to catch before you move into the apartment, where now you're playing catch up and trying to get moved in, but your hot water might not be working. Okay, you're flushing all toilets. You're opening the window and making sure it stays open. It doesn't just collapse back down. And then making sure all the locks work. Okay, jumping back into the contract, the condition of the unit. Okay, I think this is important. Okay, because it reflects that everything should be working. Okay, it should be in working order at closing, which you could see on line 5 here at the top. Okay, to seller's actual knowledge, there is no condition in the unit which the condominium is responsible to maintain and repair which is not in working order. Okay, to seller's knowledge, the surfaces of the floors and walls within the unit that are currently covered, okay, we're ensuring that those are subject to normal wear and tear and discoloration, right? So you're not lifting up a piece of carpet and learning that there was a gigantic leak and the floor is discolored and it needs attention and repair. Okay, but then you can see here, except as provided herein, purchaser is purchasing the premises in its as-is condition as of the date hereof. Okay, so as is. That means that if there is that gigantic visible discoloration in the floor, and you haven't addressed it and you haven't asked them to repair it, it's going to be delivered as it is. Now, how do you measure as is when you looked at the place 3 months ago? Okay, one thing that we do is we will cover the apartment right before the contract gets signed with photos or videos documenting that condition. So up here you see some bubbling in the ceiling that we documented and discussed. Okay, over here you have photos of the interior of the apartment, just giving you that broad overview. Okay, some insight into how this section of the apartment looks. Okay, we're looking at the kitchen, okay, and getting a little bit up close over there, and also just looking through a full video that we took. So these are just some materials that I will provide to my client before they go through the final walkthrough, just so that we're on the same page. We know what we're checking when we walk in the apartment. We're all on the same page about anything that needed to be repaired contractually, and just understanding the as-is nature. Okay, you're not walking into a freshly painted apartment typically. Usually there's some wear and tear and some dings and some nicks. One item that's important is usually the holes behind, say, a television or a piece of art. They should be no larger than a dime. Okay, so any spackling and repair work, you expect that to be in good order. So those are all the things that I'll prepare a client with before they go through the final inspection. That's reading the contract, outlining what we'll do on the walkthrough, of course, executing on that walkthrough. And then if there are any issues that we identify, we will talk about it with the agent. We'll talk about it with our attorney. If there's certain things that haven't been repaired, maybe there's a credit in order, and we could come up with a number to figure out what it costs to get repaired. Or it could just be a matter of submitting some maintenance requests with the building super so that they're getting a head start on that before you move into the apartment. So just some insight there. If you guys have any questions about this, leave me a comment below, send me a message. Always happy to answer any questions or provide further insight. And please feel free to subscribe. We love our subscribers, our buyers, our clients. So thanks for checking in. That's what I got here about the final inspection, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Bye.